sometimes that we're here because of decisions that were made for us. For example, growing up, and if your parents decide to move, you ain't got no choice in that. You're moving too. Yeah? So, the things that have happened to us in our life, we are responsible for because we made a decision to get here. It's your story. And let me stick this in right here. Never be ashamed of your story. Never be ashamed of your testimony. You can't have a message without some mess.
Praise God.
So you need the mess to have a message. You can't have a testimony without a... Right, you get the drift now. Okay? So the point is, everything that has happened in your life has made you who you are. It's your story. Own it. Good, bad, and ugly. Because all of it eventually works to the glory and honor of God. Okay. I'm warming up now. We're going somewhere now. Okay. Next one, please. 10 most stressful life events. Now, this is the top 10. The first one, let's read the first one. Death of a loved one, especially spouse, parent, or child. This is the number one major stresses in human life. The death of a loved one, spouse, parent, child, especially. Okay? Number 2, let's read. Separation or divorce. Number 3, getting married. I would put finding the spouse. Anyway, we won't go there, not today. Right, getting married, stressful. Yeah, planning weddings, etc. Joining lives together, difficult, stressful. Number 4, losing a job. Number 5, having a child or even the pregnancy itself, yeah, becoming parents, etc. Number 6, next one please. Moving home. You would be surprised how stressful it is to move home. If the distance of how far you're going really doesn't have anything to do with it. The stress comes in actually packing up your whole life. And I don't know if anyone's, I'm sure we've all moved house, right? And you never knew how much stuff you have until you get ready to move. Things that you haven't seen in decades suddenly appear. Stressful, because you're packing up your life and you're moving to a new location. Number 7, let's read. Chronic illness or injury, stressful moments in life. Number 8, retirement. Okay, that adjustment period from being working, busy, 9 to 5, sometimes 7 days a week, to now being put out to pasture, as some call it. All right? Slowing down, a change of pace. Yeah? Aging. All of these events collide in retirement. Going from feeling active to now feeling redundant and not very useful. Stressful life events. Okay? Number 9, imprisonment. Complete and utter change of circumstance. Freedom to no freedom. And this is why you will find prisoners become institutionalized, so that when they're released, they can't actually function very well in normal society. So, number 10, read negative financial situations. This right here, number 10, is the biggest stressors in marriages especially. The number one thing couples argue about is finances. Okay? Any money-related issue can be stressful. Whether you have it, whether you don't have it. If you have it, what you're going to do with it, how you're going to spend it, how is it going to be invested, how do I secure it? And if you don't have it, how do I get it? How do I get more of it? How am I going to live? So many different things because of the financial stresses in life. So, these are the most stressful, the top 10, not saying there aren't more, But these are the top 10 most stressful life events or life situations. Okay? Next one, please. So, what are some of the emotions or circumstances that affect our decisions or the decision-making process? So talk to me, I'm asking you. What are some of the emotions and circumstances around making a decision? What causes you to make a decision? How do you feel when you have to make a decision? What factors come into play when making a decision? Talk to me. Why do we make some decisions? How do we feel? What emotions are at play? Worry.
Fear of the unknown.
Fear of the unknown.
When you have to do it alone.
When you have to do it alone. Cost. That's right. What's the cost?
Is it God's will?
Is it God's will? Yes.
The kind of decisions you have to make.
Right, so the kind of decisions you have to make, because some are harder than others, yeah? What else? Right, who will it impact? Is it just me to consider? Okay. What else? What other emotions? What other circumstances surround making decisions? Changes, yeah? The outcome. The workload, yeah? Because some decisions take work, yeah? Yeah, how it impacts others. Did someone say stress? Yeah. Anything else? Finances as well. Yeah. How do I make this happen financially? So, click please. These are just my list, okay? There's many more as we've just said. Fear. One of the biggest emotions at play in making a decision is fear. Fear of the unknown. Fear of what if I get it wrong? What if this turns out to be a bad decision? Anger. Sometimes decisions are made in a moment of anger. And you will often find that you live to regret decisions that were made when you were angry. This is why it says you shouldn't beat your children when you're angry. Because you can get to a place where you're so angry, you think you're beating them, you're killing them. Okay? Desperation. Everyone say desperation. This is one of the biggest drivers for making a decision. I am desperate. Let me stick a pin here. Sometimes we look at the people on the streets. Let's take for an example a prostitute. Look at her and think, oh, could she do such a thing? Not realizing that it was the desperation of her situation, coming from a broken home with no family, getting into the wrong crowd, that drove her to prostitution. She was desperate. And so desperation is one of those things that if it's not in check, it will drive you to make some of the worst decisions of your life.
That's right, that's right.
When you become desperate, you are at your most vulnerable.
Yes, desperate measures.
And so we end up doing things that under any other circumstance we probably wouldn't. Happiness. This is also emotion. They're not always all negative. Alright? Some of the decisions we make is because we were happy.
That's right.
I got married because I was happy and I was in love and woo! Hearts and flowers and chocolates. Not too much chocolate, saints. Okay? Economic betterment and stability. This is one of the number one reasons why we make the decisions we do. We make the decisions to send our children to the schools we do to push them through life, to give them a better education. They do the courses they do. They make the choices, the careers they go into because of economic betterment and stability. The job you chose. And the reason you did the course on the job was so that you could get an increase in pay. So all of our decisions can be made based on all of these various emotions and circumstances. But as I said, Emotions are not stable. They are subject to change.
That's right.
This is why the Bible says that we don't worship God based on emotional life, but we worship God in spirit and in truth. Your emotions are changeable. You can feel great now, and 10 minutes later you can feel awful. Just take something to be said, something to be done, and you feel a certain type of way. So when we make decisions based on how we feel, we can run into problems. And as children of God who have the Holy Spirit residing in us, this is why it's important that when we come to make a decision, we seek God. Because you need more of your spirit and less of your emotions to make a sensible and sound decision. Some of the worst decisions I've made was because I was excited. Worst decisions. When I was so excited, I ate so much ice cream, 10 minutes later I was sick. Bad decision. Based on how I felt, I was excited, running up and down with my friends, feeling great. Ate all this ice cream, didn't end well. My point is this, and that may be a very trivial example, but my point is this: your emotions change. They go up and down. So when we come to make decisions that are going to impact ourselves and others, we need to employ the wisdom of God.
Praise God.
And some of us as Christians, our emotions run unchecked. Let's be truthful here. Let's tell the truth, brethren. Our emotions take us to places we really shouldn't go. And so God is calling us as a people, as individuals, as the church, to make decisions not based on emotions, but based on His Spirit and His guidance. Because they're so changeable, you can't build on sinking and changing sand. So, next one, please. Decision versus destiny. Now, this is a question. How much of our life is our decision, and how much is destiny? And everyone's like, ooh, gonna start something here today. All right. So, how much of our lives is based on the decisions that we have made, and how much is it down to destiny? And when I say destiny, I'm not necessarily talking about biblical destiny as such yet, but how much is based on what we decide, and how much is just up to inevitability, and it just happened, the life events.
All of it.
All of it? Why do you say all of it, Elder Bill?
Because you started by saying the decisions we make will determine our destiny.
Right. Okay. Our decisions we make determine our destiny. I said that at the beginning. But how much is decision and how much is destiny?
They're linked.
They're linked? How are they linked?
Because the decision we make determines what you said at the beginning. They are linked. It's a journey. It's a linking journey. One links to the other.
Right. So one links to the other. 50-50, half-half.